They're off. 5 of them break from the stalls for the Group 3 Betfred Rose of Lancaster Stakes. Early pace comes from Certain Lad, though a little bit of pressure for it as now Mujtaba with the black cap moves forward on the far side and goes into a narrow lead to Certain Lad racing on the near side. Anmaat, the odds-on favourite and former winner, the raw blue and white silk striped cap for Jim Crowley, racing in 3rd place with Almobir Keen in the dark blue and yellow, and Regal Reality, light blue jacket for Safi Osborne, just last of the quintet as they complete the first 3 furlongs or so. So Mujtaba and Jason Watson giving a lead to Certain Lad and George Bass sitting at the leaders' quarters. Almobir will be on the inner of Anmaat, moving into the turn with 3/4 of a mile to travel, and Regal Reality sits at the back of a well-grouped field. So bearing left-handed, approaching halfway in the Rose of Lancaster at a pace which has been decent from the outset, around the 36-37 mile an hour mark. Mujtaba over Certain Lad, Almobir a length further back, Anmaat at his quarters, and lastly Regal Reality into the straight, on down to the last half mile, clustering at this stage against the far rail. Mujtaba, Certain Lad on the near side, coming alongside, and then Almobir being hemmed in by Anmaat, who's now just beginning to inch a little bit closer. Jim Crowley away to the left, sitting quietly. Regal Reality has ridden along. Certain Lad has taken a narrow lead. Now Anmaat, extreme left, is asked to close. Crowley crouching a little lower. Almobir is going for run up the fence, going past the weakening Mujtaba. On down to the last furlong and a half. Certain Lad leaning into the path of Almobir. Anmaat is alongside. Anmaat nosing into a narrow lead from Certain Lad. Almobir, Regal Reality staying on in 4th. Anmaat now having to dig in. Certain Lad up the rail, isn't going away. Anmaat narrowly, Certain Lad fighting on. Anmaat just doing enough, wins the Rose of Lancaster again from a game Certain Lad. Followed home by Regal Reality, Almobir, and last of all, Mujtaba.
The outcome of the
Owen Burrows joins me after surviving a steward's enquiry this time, Owen, with Anmaat, but really good to see him back on the track and getting his head in front again after a long time off.
Massively, yeah. It's a huge team effort by everybody, and look, I've been pleased with him at home, but whatever he did today, he'll take a big step forward. He did last year when he was second to Adayar at Newmarket. So yeah, to see him sort of manage to get his head in front, he had to be tough there as well, and obviously Jim said he just got a little bit tired, which he was entitled to, and yeah, fortunately it wasn't too bad in the steward's room, so yeah, no, that's great.
And you'll still be harbouring, no doubt, Group 1 aspirations for him again in the second half of the season?
Exactly, yeah. Look, he's obviously got one on the CV, so he has a few nice entries. So all being well, he comes out of this fine, and have a chat with Shaker Hisser and Angus and Richard, and we'll make a plan for him.
And have you still seen that spark from him in terms of his homework coming into today?
So he's quite a laid-back horse at home, so he is hard to gauge. He's sort of goes through the motions a bit. We did take him to Kempton there the other week, and Jim was very happy with him. He showed a bit more there than he does at home, so he's a horse you sort of just gauge from his demeanour as such, and how he's looking on the scales, and his weight was good, so that gave me confidence that he was he's as good as I could get him today, but there will be a nice bit of improvement in him.
Brilliant. Well, it's a nice building block, a good way to start his season, and very well done.
Cheers, thanks very much. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.